Bagaimana masa depan dan tren mobil listrik atau EV ke depan? Apa peluang Indonesia di sektor ini? Yuk ikuti pembahasannya saat saya menjadi pembicara di acara World Economic Forum di Dalian, China.
Thank you for coming to special forum at the annual meeting of the New Champions 2026, when cars become software. Mr. Anindya Noyan Bakri, Chairman of the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Well, thank you very much for having me here. When Indonesia talk about cars became software, we are also talking about platform not only for software and data, but also platform for material science, critical minerals, energy, of course, advanced manufacturing. But the biggest opportunity in Indonesia, I think, is not only the passenger cars for the entertainment in the car or the advanced assisted driving system, but it is in the fleet management. Indonesia has about 6.5 million trucks, mining vehicles, logistic vans, and about 300,000 buses.
Yeah.
This needs to be managed properly in order for us to go to the next level, but at the same time, we can truly industrialize Indonesia. So the gap will be how Indonesia can really empower and mobilize these natural resources. So I think it is not that hardware now is irrelevant, becoming software, but I think commodity hardware is going to become commodity, and intelligent hardware is important. So ability for us to participate in the whole supply chain. So I like to say maybe software-defined cars or automotive cannot go without material-defined supply chain. As we move toward intelligent cars or software-defined vehicle, I think the world needs more advanced materials. So the dependency is not reduced, I think it's being intensified.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the battery materials need to be much more energy efficient, energy dense, but at the same time thermal stable. Then you would argue probably nickel is one of the solutions. You would need a lot more copper to transfer the electricity. And you would need lighter aluminum coming from bauxite, which also need comparability electromagnetically. So all of those come from advanced materials. Now, Indonesia has at least 4 forces that push them forward, whether they like it or not. First one is a big domestic demand.
Yeah.
And number 2, also the industrial need to go up the value chain, and also making sure that the commodities below the ground are being monetized in the right way, not as raw materials, but value-added products. But lastly, also I want to say the climate pressure, urban pressure, very large in Indonesia. Elaine spoke about young generation. Indonesia has 60% of the 285 million people below 30 years old. So when we as a group launched this electrification of public transportation, buses in Jakarta, it becomes, I would say, a public movement for electrification to happen throughout the country in 38 provinces. So Jakarta alone, for example, has bus rapid transit of 10,000. It's being electrified in the next 5 years. And we think that's a good way to do this. The recipe is the same, right? Focus on domestic demand, right? Then learn how to localize not only the components, like the drivetrains, the machines, but also trying to work with partners to have more advanced materials in the batteries to make it more efficient. But then Indonesia is 280 million people, as the largest country in Southeast Asia, having 800 million people living there. So Indonesia could be and is the export hub for the region of Southeast Asia. And lastly, also Indonesia, I think, should have its own brand. Yeah. You can imagine 285 million people has no brand for electric vehicles. And therefore we believe, at least for buses and trucks, it's a good place to start. Yeah. And just one quick thing, Yinfan, on energy consumption.
Yeah.
Right? This is also going to boost a lot of energy consumption. One, to empower the charging station, electrification and whatnot. But also for the data center itself. I think Indonesia will need more and more, not less, a data center, and therefore it needs energy. And what better way to do it than to incentivize it using, again, renewable energy, in which the cost is getting much more reduced by the day. Total cost of ownership is very important in Indonesia. Indonesia is very price sensitive, so we can talk about any advanced technology, but it has to also help more people to enjoy it. So I believe the software-defined vehicles will be actually cost competitive.
Cost effective?
And cost effective.
Cost effective.
And competitive as well, indeed. So let's start from the B2B business and then we talk about the B2C business. From the B2B business, actually we spoke a little bit about the fleet management businesses. The routes are already defined and the time where the buses or the trucks have to be on-site defined. The amount of people or goods also already defined, and in fact, for government, local governments, the budget also already defined. So the big idea is how to revolutionize all of this to reduce the cost and make it more efficient. And use the budget for something else. That's at the municipal level, for example. And for the consumers, Indonesia is a country that is still importing oil, about 600,000 barrels per day, while we also export coal. So cannot be like this forever, right? So the sufficiency in terms of energy with renewable energy is very important, especially to the people of Indonesia. We'll definitely, feel the heat if the imports start coming or continue to come. But I may also take it one step further. Other than in my own group, being a businessman, I also chair Indonesian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. It has chambers in 514 local regencies in the country and 300 associations. Now, what they care is about trade and industrialization because they bring jobs. Right? Now, when cars become software, the industry become more open but also strategic. Countries that only assemble vehicles, I think, will become dependent. So countries that can manage together with the partners on the stuff we talk about, the software, data, energy, and materials, I think will shape the next phase of mobility. So Indonesia see that as an opportunity to also create jobs, create economy. I really hope these SDVs, vehicles, really drive the logistic cost of Indonesia down to the normal level. Right now, because we live in 17,000 islands, the logistic cost is about 17% of the GDP, 1/7. I think we need to bring it down to 5%. So the government, via its state-owned enterprises, as directed by our president, is consolidating a lot of the logistic companies, whether that's post office, the cement industries, the port, and so on and so forth. Right? But it is nothing without technology. So coming back, I think when people say about shared mobility, I think for Indonesia, that's very important, shared mobility, but even more important to drive down the logistic costs when it comes to moving the economy. So that's what I hope is happening in the next 3 years.